This is AnimeorDie. I'm Killer Katana.
And I'm Raging Ronin.
This is our second episode, which is going to be called Three Laughs. Name was recommended to us by Gundam Master.
Which is crazy.
I know, right? For him to actually have an intelligent thought.
Yeah. Okay, so we're starting off with Shin.
Then we're going to move to Ghost Story.
And then lastly, end with Hetalia.
That's right. Plot and storyline for Shin-chan.
Don't exist.
Exactly. There's somewhat of a storyline.
But
Episodes.
But that is only used for recurring jokes.
This is true. The difference between Shin-chan and other animes is that Shin-chan is more of a cartoon than an anime.
Originally, it started out as that. It was actually a Saturday. It was a Saturday
morning cartoon.
No, not Saturday morning cartoon. Saturday morning comic strip.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for your knowledge.
Yeah. Fucking genius.
No.
Go to hell.
I already live there.
Yes.
No, but a cartoon is a thing where an episode starts and begins almost exactly the same, kind of like a Shakespearean comedy. For the fans who just went, "What the fuck?" You're welcome. But an anime is something that has a story that continually progresses and usually includes character building. This is a direct quote from Michael Sinner-Nicholas, actually.
Sinner-Nicholas.
Yes, or as Travis Willingham likes to call him, Sinner-Nicholas.
Sinner-Nicholas.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna give Shin-chan a 7 out of 10 for storyline, just because it's lacking. So
yeah, it's great, but it's got so many just obvious jokes that are thrown at your face, and you're like, I saw that coming.
it pulls Family Guy.
Sometimes, yeah. New Family Guy, not old Family Guy.
Yeah, new Family Guy. Voice acting. Shin-chan includes most of a second generation and third generation voice actors, although there are a few firsts, not many.
Who?
Sabbath's in it.
Sabbath?
Yeah, he's in it.
That's his first?
Yeah, he's the first generation.
Oh, yeah.
You're a
bad.
retard.
My bad.
Anyway, voice acting. It includes people like Laura Bailey, who happens to play Shin, which, if you ever have a chance to meet this woman at a con or anywhere
have
in
her
life,
say something.
have her say something to you in Shin-chan, you will literally just be like,
Drop a deuce.
I can't believe that came out of your mouth.
Drop a deuce.
But, Monica Rial's in this one.
Colleen Clinkenbeard.
Yes.
Chris
Chuck,
Jason.
the always wonderful Chuck Huber.
Cynthia Krantz.
Yes. He took time off from taking care of his 5 kids.
Yeah.
Chucky. We're going to give voice acting an 8 out of 10 on this. Genre, I'm going to point that over to you.
The genre in this is definitely a sign-in. It is meant for older guys. The jokes are more oriented towards older people. In general, it's a lot of cursing. There's a lot of bleeps.
Kind of like where Shin goes, Mommy says drinking and donuts before 8 a.m. is bad.
No, drinking before 9 is a crime.
It's a crime, and then Chuck Huber's character,
then Hero says,
just goes, Mommy doesn't have to deal with Mommy.
Mommy doesn't have to live with Mommy.
That's right. Yeah.
Or the fact that Shin drops his pants all the times and shows up Mr. Elephant.
For those of you who don't know Mr. Elephant, you'll have to go watch the series.
Yeah.
And you will be pleasantly surprised. Maybe.
It is great.
Yes.
But it's definitely a sign-in series, meant for older men.
Yes,
so.
very much so. Character likability, very much.
You gotta love these motherfuckers.
It's a comedy. Comedies are meant to make you like the characters. They really are.
And the ones that you're not supposed to like,
you don't like. That's the point.
For a reason.
Exactly. So it still actually adds to the character likability at that point.
Right.
We're gonna give it a 9 out of 10, which, as you can see, that's actually our first 9 so far.
Yeah.
Yay Shin-chan. If I had a little button to go, yay, I would, but I don't.
It is an 8 out of 10
for an overall score.
Yeah.
Yes. And our next series we're going to talk about is Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories.
Yes. A little bit of backstory to Ghost Stories, for those of you who don't know. Oh, and this is kind of a middle finger to sub-watchers.
Happy fun time.
Happy fun time. Ghost Stories, as you know, all these sub-watchers will tell dub-watchers, subs are always better than dubs. Go try to watch Ghost Stories in subs. You will literally probably stab yourself.
In the eyes.
Exactly. Ghost Stories was a flop in Japan. It was a terrible series that it failed. They lost money on it. They brought it over to ADV and told the voice actors, and remember correctly, it's Stephen Foster, right? The director on this one, right?
I wouldn't go out saying that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, don't count me on that, people, but I do believe it was Foster. They brought it over here and pretty much let the voice actors write their own parts, which is amazing. And that's why the series is so funny. It's just joke after joke after joke.
And there's a lot of puns even on themselves.
Which brings us to storyline. Once again, not much of a storyline in the series.
It's a comedy. You can't
a comedy.
Give a storyline to a comedy.
It's getting a 7 out of 10, just like Shin-chan, and that's where we're going to leave it. Voice acting. You're dealing with an ADV series here, which once again, you will find out we are very biased towards ADV. For good reasons, though.
In some cases, though.
But it's for good reasons.
Yeah.
Because ADV really does have an amazing cast.
Yeah.
Well, did.
Right.
Funimation stole all their people. But that's okay.
We don't call it stealing, we call it picking up.
Exactly. Well, they actually kept AVD alive, though.
Right.
Yeah, which is good. Helping hands. But voice acting. You have the always wonderful and always pleasant Christopher Patton, who plays one of the main characters. You have Gregory Ayres, once again, one of our stars from Negima.
Lucy, Hilary Hagg.
Hilary Hagg. A very few role mama, but she is very much just a wonderful voice actor.
We love her.
Voice actress, my bad. For all the women who just went, you're an ass. But that's okay. Who is actually, her voice acting is not actually her job. She's actually a real estate agent.
Yes, that's why you won't see her in any comics.
Exactly. And you won't see her in many series anymore.
Yep.
But she is amazing. You have Monica Rial, which is always a good person to have in any series you're doing.
And was it Kira Vincent Davis who did the little brother?
I do believe so, yes.
I'm not sure.
Don't quote us on that.
Yeah, that's...
He doesn't say much anyway. Just and that's about it.
Or something else kind of retarded.
Exactly. For voice acting for this, we're going to give it an 8.5 because it's really good. Like, I mean, when you have a voice acting cast that writes their own parts and makes jokes on themselves,
right? You
have to give them a good score. You just do. Character likability. Once again, comedy. You're gonna like the people. You're gonna like them. You have to. We're giving it a 9 out of 10 because you end up loving every character by the end of the series. You really do.
Right.
The bloody lake. Ah! But no. But anyway, overall score for Ghost Story.
8.1.
8.1. Yes. 8.1.
Yeah.
Not
just
bad.
Just a little better than Shin.
Just a little bit. Just a tiny
bit.
bit.
But it's mainly due to the fact of the voice acting.
Very much so.
And that's it.
It's very much
that's the
so.
only difference.
It is. It's just the voice acting for Shin-chan is amazing, but like I said, you have an ADV cast, and it's just you can't get better than that. You really can't. Our third and final series for this episode is Hetalia.
Yay, Hetalia.
Hetalia. I know a lot of you brand new fan favorites are just going, oh God, we love this series. And you know what? We do too.
Yeah.
Even though we are technically considered to be older generation fans.
In a way. I mean,
to a point.
Love it all.
Yeah, we do love it all, though. We really do. Storyline. Historical series, actually, which is amazing.
It's actually fairly close. I mean, there's obvious points where it's just, what the hell is that?
I actually have a college professor who is using this series in a high school class for kids who don't do well in history to actually get them interested in it.
Right.
And it's working. So that should tell you something right there.
Yeah, you need some help? Do it. Get that and watch it.
Exactly. Hetalia, very good. Storyline, it's historical.
It's World War II.
It's World War II. It's before World War II. It's just history.
It's at the very start. It's at World War I, and then it goes right into World War II.
And
it's the joining of the Axis powers, the joining of the Allied forces.
Exactly.
And it's them fighting.
Fighting. Well, fighting.
Yeah.
If you can call it that. But yeah, fighting. China, I choose you.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's all we're gonna give you for that. We're gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Voice acting, Funimation series, a lot of ADV cast, a lot of Funimation cast.
Basically, any of the right now male voice actors are doing this series.
Females are too.
Not as many, but still quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
still quite a bit.
Yeah, still quite a bit. I mean, you have the up and coming rising star that is probably going to end up replacing Vic Mignogna, Todd Haberkorn.
Todd Haberkorn.
Because Todd is getting to the point where he is making Vic not a fangirl favorite anymore.
Yeah, I mean, basically, as long as you've got a scatterbrain, scared out of his mind character,
Todd can play it.
that is Todd.
That's Todd.
They don't even look anywhere.
We have Patrick Seitz, who you will actually not get to see very much because he doesn't audition very often.
Right, he's relatively new to the scene in the voice acting realm. He does a lot of writing.
Yes.
I mean, he does have that
Very-
creative
yes.
writing BA and master's degree.
That's right.
I mean,
That's
come
right.
on, you got to use it.
Yes, he's very good though. He plays Germany. You have Eric Vale, who, if you ever have the chance to meet, is just hilarious. And actually, when it was Huber, right? Huber and Markey was writing it, right?
Yes,
yeah. Jamie Markey and Chuck Huber were writing this series, and they said that when they wrote the parts for America, the only person that could pop into their head was Eric Vale.
Yep, that's the only one who could do it.
And he, well, like I said, plays America.
He's it.
Once again, we are joined by J. Michael Taintum in a cast, who plays France. Oh, Taintum, by the way, bring in the clowns. To those of you who don't know, Taintum is terrified of clowns.
Yeah, that just doesn't really. Yeah.
Yeah,
Make any sense.
it doesn't, but he is very terrified of them. Brianna Palencia is in the series as Hetalia.
Hetalia.
And she does an amazing job at that
Yes,
voice. That
it's
voice
funny.
is ridiculous.
It's funny.
Yes, very much so. We are joined by Dragon Ball Z himself, Christopher Sabat.
Singing, mind you.
Oh,
singing.
My bad. Christopher R. Sabat.
R.
You have to
Sabat.
include the R.
You gotta remember the R.
Yeah, singing as Rome, or as I like to call him because Todd calls him all the time, is Italy, Grandpa Rome.
Grandpa Rome.
Exactly.
So,
with voice acting, we're giving it
Yeah.
an 8.5 because, once again, amazing cast.
Right.
Character likability, comedy. You end up loving these characters.
Yeah.
Like, you end up going, like, I actually care about these characters. Like, you can't wait to see Italy pop up into another scene, or you can't wait to see America again, or you can't wait to see Civitalia and Holy Rome doing the little crazy crap they do.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's just the character combinations, the actual real life stuff that happened to these nations that make them interact the way they do, and they just do it in a comical way instead of the serious way that it really happened.
And the voice actors bring in their own parts to characters.
Yeah.
Eric Vale is actually, America in itself is almost an interpretation of Eric Vale himself.
Right.
Although it does differ from different points, as Vale will tell you himself.
Yes.
But we're going to give it a 9 out of 10. And an overall score for Hetalia is an 8.1.
8.1.
It ties with Ghost Stories.
Yes.
You have the old meets the new. Very good series, though. All three of the series we have talked about tonight, Shin-Chan, Ghost Stories, and Hetalia, if you've not had the chance to watch them, or if you already have, either go to watch them or go watch them again.
Get them or die.
Exactly. Because we are anime or die. And if you do not watch anime, you will die. Ha, just kidding.
Yeah, we legally can't say that, man.
Legally, we'd like to respond that we do not mean that.
So,
that's about it for this. Our next episode is going to be what did we decide on? We decided oldies but goodies. Yeah.
Is that the one we're going with?
Yeah, let's go with oldies but goodies for the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next three we will be doing is Cowboy Bebop.
Roni Kenshin.
And Yu Yu Hakusho. One of the most underrated series known to man, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
And this has been Anime or Die. I'm Killer Katana.
This is Rage and Ronin.
And good night, everybody.